Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. Going back up north, Russian River, Sonoma, Windsor. This is STS Pils. This beer, I thought I'd reviewed this before, but I hadn't. And it's available to us now in 6-packs of 12-ounce cans, which is fantastic. $14 at the local grocery store. This is, per the can, 5.35% alcohol by volume. That is very specific. It's a Sonoma County Pilsner, it says. STS is the 3-letter code for the local Sonoma airport. It's called Charles Schultz Airport, I think. So, canned on Valentine's Day. So, 10 days in the can. Fresh to death. It's funny, I went by the one store looking for bottles of Pliny for a video idea I had, and the place that always has it did not have any. But they did have this, and they also had Mind Circus. So I grabbed a bottle of that. I'm going to review that. But yeah, it's just weird. Like, I've been seeing Pliny everywhere, and for whatever reason, they didn't have it. So, womp womp. Sad trombone noise. So, there was something else I was going to say. Dang it, whatever. There's something else I was just going to say, and I forgot. Oh well. This beer is straw yellow. It is super pale. Tons and tons of carb in the glass. Finger of fluffy, kind of sudsy, rocky white head. It is in the Russian River Anonic glass, because you guys know beer tastes better in proper glassware. Let's shove our fat nose in this one. See what it smells like. It smells bright. It smells good. It smells, I mean, they call it a hoppy Pilsner. It's definitely not hoppy like how Double Dry Hop Timbo was, but it definitely has like a hop presence there. This though has a cool like bready, crackery sweetness, and it has like a Euro kind of a funk. What I always like, just for instance, drinking like Heineken, that kind of funky thing. This kind of has that. But this has like a cool, like lemony kind of a zing. But yeah, definitely hoppy. I think it's more like maybe grassy than hoppy. I mean, the same kind of a thing, right? That green sort of thing. Smells awesome. Cheers. I could have chugged that. That is delicious. It is so crisp and clean, dry on the finish. You get a good hop bite on the finish of that. Nothing crazy, nothing overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, this is way too hoppy. Like, I don't think people who are not into hoppy beers would be offended by this beer. I think it definitely has more of a bite than a classic American lager, like something that you like a macro lager that you would get. There's definitely more like intense flavor as far as like beer flavor goes. I always talk about like Pilsners tasting like beer, but I don't think this would like offend somebody who wasn't really into hoppy beer. That sweet crackery breadiness is there all throughout your palate. But you get that cool like zing of like, I think it's lemon. It's like lemony. It's bright. What does bright mean? I don't know. It just tastes bright to me. It's just super prickly on your palate. It's so drinkable. What's the fancy word for that? Quaffable? It is that. And it's just, like I said, super dry on the finish, and that kind of cool lemony hop kiss that you get lingers on the back of your palate. And there's just a nice kind of sweetness that's there. It's freaking fantastic. Absolute chugger of a beer. It's funny, I was thinking like when I bought this on the way home, I'm like, oh, we could do like battle beers with this and like a 5% like American macro lager. It wouldn't even be close. This beer is just so much fuller flavor, fuller bodied, just much more intense on your palate. And not to say intense like, oh my gosh, this is something mind-blowing, like, oh, this is so intense. It's not that, but when you're comparing it to something like that, that's what I mean. So good stuff. I love that Euro kind of funk thing that you get too. So I think this is world class when it comes to the craft Pilsner game. It's STS and it's from Russian River. You guys fans of this one? I hope so. If not, it behooves you to check it out. It is one of those beers, like a warm weather beer. Just drink these one after another. You're stoked. So that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. See you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.